sit back, drink up, and please enjoy the reason you're all here Thursdays at 4:15.
Hello, everyone. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Andre Catrini. I am the writer of Thursdays at 4:15. Thank you all so much for being here. On behalf of all of us involved, I would like to thank the Green Room 42 for hosting us this evening, and all of you for joining us for tonight's first ever public performance of this work. I began writing Thursdays at 4:15 on February 10th, 2020, so 4 years ago tomorrow. But the road that got us here began long before. And I wrote this expressly for Carlyn Connolly. And so, before we begin the performance, I thought that I would briefly catch you all up on how we got to be in this room together tonight. And so, a history. I'm 16 years old, I'm at NYU, and at a piano, I'm playing piano like I always do. Then someone comes in, says that she'd like to sing. I tell her okay, then she offers her voice. And it's a glorious thing. It is light but weighted, filled with wonder, understated, never underpitched. The tone is rich, the words are clear, and you can hear that each phrase is filled with true intention. Every choice is her invention, with a head voice and belt, which is stronger. I felt I could never choose someone with talents that excite, that invite, that astonish and amuse. Well, that's all it was. 20 minutes and then we said our goodbye. I was certain that I wouldn't see her again. But 1 year goes by, and who could foresee that I would get into college, a fancy-ass college, and she'd be in the same class as me. A friendship begins, there's puns and wit and chatter, heart-filled talks of things that matter, and we understand each other too. And then the music, I write the songs, she sings and edits like no one I'd ever met. It's fun to find someone who shares your views. She lets me know if what I write will delight or disgruntle or amuse. Through school, then the city, she hears every song, she records all the demos, performs at each reading. And yet it's a pity, despite just how strong she may be, I can't promise she'll join where they're leading. But damn it, she's special and makes me feel special. The world ought to know all her talents, and though I cannot guarantee parts in that which I've written, I say to her, Carlyn, let me write you a show. A one-person show, just you, a piano, and a cello. And so a project is born. We talk of themes and glean our deepest dreams and what they mean to us. Plus we discuss the length and range. Then we exchange our ideas of what the project could be, not what Broadway says it should be. She and I agree. Then light the fuse. I'll write her something to excite, to ignite what we've dreamed of and amuse. At 16, I found a friend, saw a star, met an artist, amused. Thank you all so much. Now please join me in welcoming the company of Thursdays at 4:15.
it's been a very uninteresting week. If I say so myself, it's been a very normal week. Nothing much happened. Same shit, different week. Same week, a week, if you would. Very, very uninteresting. It's been a very unmemorable week. What I'm saying is this, it's been a very boring week. Nothing exciting, that's it. Just a week. Lame week, a bleak week, as it were. Very, very uninteresting. I went to work, same job. I went shopping, same stores. I made food, same week. I met friends, same friends. I went home, same home. I went to bed, same dreams. Same dream. Walking through a sky of blue, walking on a cloud, moving toward the sun, following a star, walking through the sky up to the universe beyond, moving toward the sun. See how small we are, we're the same as always. There's a planet made of memories. I walk by with shaky knees and see what used to be, who I used to be. Then I keep on walking toward the bright and beaming sun, and it's warm, and I'm happy. Then the star beckons me closer, so I go. Though it's growing hotter, still I go. And my skin starts to prickle, but I cannot stop walking toward this burning monster who could kill me. And I blister, and I suffer, and same dream. How was your week? Becky got that promotion. I'm excited for her. Maybe now she has a reason to call Dad, you know. That's what I said, call Dad or go for a visit. I mean, he's so close by, it's silly. But Becky doesn't think she has time for that, for a visit or a chat or anything. Becky never has time for anything. Good luck with that promotion. A promotion means more time at work, but she doesn't have time. Well, she can borrow some of my time. I have lots of time these days. You know, Mom used to give her pet names. I've always hated the phrase pet names. Like you're something to be kept, something on a leash, something that poops in a tray in the corner. Pet names. I don't think Mom ever had one for me. But Becky, well, Beck had lots of names. Becky the brilliant, Becky the smart, Becky the brain, Becky the sane, Becky the anything except the heart, Becky the boss, Becky the bride, Becky the sister I'd like to call, except she is always occupied, Becky the brilliant, Becky the queen, Becky the bold, Becky the gold, Becky the heard about but seldom seen, Becky the mom, Becky the pride, Becky the sister I'd like to know, except she is oh so occupied. She who's never stressed, she who heaven blessed, she who's always dressed to the nines, she who's not depressed, she who has progressed, she who is the best and never whines. Pet names, you see, I just call her Becky, sometimes Beck. That is when I call her. Yes, those names are all her. Oh, if I had to name her, which name would compete? Which could ever beat Becky the brilliant? How about Becky the bitch? Becky the con, Becky the gone. Every time I'm in a rotten situation, but Beck hasn't time for communication. Mom thought she was Jekyll, I only see Hyde. I'd like her as Jekyll, but that side of Beck will always be occupied. She who doesn't swear, she with the perfect hair, she in the love affair with her career. She without time to spare, she without time to care, she who is never there and never here. Becky was busy the day that Mom died. She promised she'd be there, but tell me, was she there? Well, it's sad to say, but Becky lied. Becky said, sorry. Honest, I tried. Becky the savior, Becky the sinner, Becky the hun, I've gotta cancel dinner. Becky the sturdy, Becky the steady, Becky the text me when the will is ready. Becky the nun, Becky the one who qualified. Becky the sister I loathe. I love. Does that revelation shock you? Where was I? Right. Becky is always occupied. Same shit, different week. I hope I don't sound too angry. I'm not. I'm really not. Trust me. I made a date last week. Well, I almost made a date last week for a date next week. I joined an app. It's crap, the app, but perhaps it will lead to something. A modicum of something. That was Mom's word. Modicum. I know I ought to commit to something. Anything. But who the hell enjoys talking to these boys on their phone? What's more depressing than expressing yourself on a page? When you know they're only thinking about your weight, or your age, or your face. It's all about the face. I mean, I happen to like my face, but does my face place in the race of whose face is the winner? These are the questions of a dating app beginner. It's all so seedy. I find it tedious. I don't think I'm ready. I know. How can I know until I try? But a guy, why? Why not ice cream? Spending Monday with a Sunday sounds delightful. Just a biteful. Cookies, and ooey with a chewy, gooey cookie. I would like to lie in bed with a pecan pie, then another pie. Coconut cream tastes like a dream, ready to serve me. Thicken and thrill me, those may fulfill me. Brownies and a blondie's good as Gandhi's meditation. My heart's destination is ice cream and cookies and brownies and blondies and a pie. Yes, I'm still going to the gym. I hate it. I keep waiting for that rush of endorphins to come. I stretch, I run, I swim, I pant. I hope that it will help, but it can't. I just feel worse, but I keep going, and it's perverse. But I feel like my stomach is growing, not slimming. So why am I running and swimming? I think that fitness is a fable perpetuated by influencers on Instagram. But every time I try not to go, I hear Mom's voice in my head saying no. No one likes a lady with jelly in her belly. No one wants a missus who's filled with Hershey's kisses. No one wants a sweetie whose thighs are thick and meaty. She had a way with words, that's for sure. She always made certain I knew what she thought of me. From my earliest days, I knew what she thought of me. Jelly in the belly. If I had a kid, if I had a kid, I would never treat them in the way that my mother did. If I had a kid, I'd make sure that they would know just how deeply my love grew. I'd do what I could do so that ugly thoughts and broken hearts didn't show. I would see that they're admired. I'd prove that they had worth. I'd be the greatest mother I could be. If I had a kid, I would help them to see what I'd see. If I had a kid, what would I say? What would I teach them, and in what way? If I had a kid, if I had a child, This is a mirror. See what it shows you. That's your reflection. Those are your eyes. This is a mirror. It's not your image. You are your image. Choose what to be. This is a mirror. See what's behind you. Leave it behind you. See what's ahead. This is a mirror. Notice the details. You make the details. Choose what to see. You're my mirror. You're my reflection. When you can't see it, look in my eyes until you see it. Look in my eyes. I wonder what Becky tells her kids. Probably, you're perfect. You're perfect 'cause you're mine. But don't ever drink too much liquor or wine. Your auntie and your grandpie have drinking problems. She's wrong. I have no problem drinking water. Really, my daddy gave his angels his finest parts. Becky the brains and me the liver. Dad isn't a drunk. He just likes to drink. It gives him his spunk. Same here, I think. No, I'm not a drunk. Sorry, alcoholic. Drinking too much makes me melancholic. Just one or two's enough for me. It dulls the day's monotony. Just one or two or three. What were we talking about? Dad, Mom. Mom and Dad would fight almost every night. Mom could never be wrong, so Dad could never be right. Every time he spoke, she would start to bite. Happy family. Mom was always loud, Dad was always shy. She would needle and nag, he'd pour a drink and sigh. That was how we lived, that alone was my happy family. Becky always studying while they would be bloodying any tiny hope of love. Mom would always whine, Dad would say he's fine. Why'd he never step up when she would step out of line? Wasn't that his job? Isn't he the spine of the family? What a family, happy family. It wasn't always like that. Things things weren't always contentious. It wasn't always you did this or that or something. Did I tell you how they met? Well, it's a really funny story of as funny as my family can get. There aren't many stories from my family tree that aren't causes of anxiety. So how they met is one that we all cling to. The story goes, Mom agreed to go on a blind date, very uncharacteristic of her. Her friend had set up the blind date, and Mom wore her very best fur. Her nerves were at a maximum, she didn't date a lot. Mom was always pretty, but dating left her fraught. Still, she'd go on this blind date and hope nothing bad would occur. The plan was simple, meet at Cafe Lola. He'd be at the bar and he'd be drinking Coca-Cola. She would wear her fur and that's the way that he would know. A date from just a stranger sidled up at his side. Little did they know that they were in for a ride. You see, the thing with the blind date, you never can know who you're going to meet. So Mom showed up to her blind date and sat at the bar's vacant seat. A lady to the left of her and to the right a bloke. He was drinking something, she thought that it was Coke. So she spoke to the blind date and swore she could hear her heart beat. They said, hello, hello, hello. I like your coat, oh thank you. They got to talking about this and that, a simple chat. A round of drinks, cheers, cheers. Here's to setups, to furry get-ups. Another round, the glorious sound of romance on the air. Of strangers who decide to share the life that brought them here from there. I have to say, you really seem a winner. Well, if I may, I'd like to buy you dinner. And so they ate and ate and ate. Dad would state each plate was great. Then Mom said the words that locked their fate. Have you ever had such fun on a blind date? What do you mean? Said he. What do you mean? Said she. The timeless makings of comedy. The date was someone else entirely. You know, it's tough with a blind date. You have to be sure that you meet the right one. It seems Mom stood up her blind date, and yet she was still having fun. An oldest time scenario, as classic as they come. His Coke was Dr. Pepper, plus a dash of rum. Some great twist to the blind date. Still, it was second to none. Then all of a sudden, from a table nearby, a lady let out a giant sigh. Ooh, ooh. The server asked what her issues were. She pointed to Mom and said, her in the fur. Then she stood up and came over to the table. It was clear she wasn't stable. Do you know how many animals had to die for you to wear that awful coat? Mom swore the next line was a direct quote. How would you like it if I took your skin and your boyfriend's skin and the skins of everyone in this 3-star restaurant and sewed together and wore them to the opera. That's what she said. They swore that that's what she said. Then she took Dad's lasagna and poured it on Mom's head. Blood for a killer, blood for a killer. She was escorted out, all the while shouting, blood for a killer, blood for a killer. Mom was coated in meaty marinara. Dad lived nearby, apparently. He said that she could come over, have a shower, nothing fresh. He always made sure to say that he said nothing fresh, that he was a gentleman. I have no doubt that Dad was a gentleman. So she went for a shower and said she'd stay an hour. She stayed for 17 years. 17 years. I told you it was funny. Kind of weird, but sweet. Although the punchline came just before Mom passed, Dad came to visit to say his goodbyes. He recounted their beginning with tears in his eyes. She held out a quivering, scrawny hand and said, if only I'd met my actual date instead. Kind words, right? Mom was a complicated person. She was serious and stern and loved authority. She was practical and plain, yet vain as vain could be, tough as nails and dominating, crass and flawed and sad. All that said, she wasn't always bad. There were some times where she showed kindness. Somewhere deep inside, she knew kindness. When I was little, I had nightmares, embarrassing and silly little nightmares. The boogeyman and kitty stuff, but they would scare me just enough to keep me wide awake. I'd cry and shout and shake. Well, Mom would come into my bedroom. She'd lay me down and brush my hair back, then sing this pretty, simple song while I would try to hum along till every single Friday Even now her voice will ring in my head throughout the day. But when Dad left, the music stopped. Both Dad and what kindness Mom had gone away. And yet I hear her still. Do you think I always will? Even when she got sick. Well, at least Mom had Becky. Becky the brilliant was always adored, whether winning a race or some high school award for excellence. Becky was valedictorian and class president, a sight to behold. Even at 18 years old, I won't lie and say I wasn't jealous. Of course I was jealous. Every boy and every college wanted her. Dates and scholarships were plentiful. Mom was terribly proud. Then she was terribly loud, saying, look at your sister. Why can't you be as smart as her? She's amazing, your sister. If you'd only apply yourself and try yourself to be more than what God made you, maybe then you could almost be somebody worth being proud of. What an achievement that would be, to almost be somebody worth being proud of. Who the hell says that to their child? Lucky me. Becky wasn't blind. She saw the way Mom treated me. As annoying as she was, she'd still protect me and say to not let how Mom was affect me. No, Becky wasn't blind. She told me to carve out a place in my mind for whatever I wanted my life to one day be. Somewhere to dream of a future, family free. What did that someday look like to me? I'd pack my bags and travel far for college. I'd study something boring but respectable. I'd make some mistakes and make a few friends, and then one day when schooling ends, I'd enter the world as someone quite selectable. An ordinary life. Excel at work and make a ton of money. I'd buy a house in some deluxe community. I'd work and travel for fun to distant shores with lots of sun, and never pass up a single opportunity. An ordinary life. Maybe I'd meet a man, but that didn't have to be part of the plan. I'd rather meet people, interesting people, and eat food. Rich, expensive food. Somehow I'd stay slim without ever having to walk in a gym. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Sure, I'd visit home on some occasions. They'd want to hear the tales of my accomplishments. With a suitcase so small I needn't And when I'd leave, I'd not look back, because there's so much life ahead to live. A life of burning life, a precious, boring life. What I wouldn't give for an ordinary life. But Becky left for school, then it was only Mom and me. I never knew a house could be so quiet. And I don't know how it happened, but I never really left. The plans that I'd kept hidden began to fade. Going off to college, a nice, naive ambition, because we couldn't afford to pay both Becky's and my tuition. Community college for me, and I stayed. A thankless job in town where I stayed. Maybe I wasn't determined enough. Or maybe I just was afraid. What a shame. All the same, I stayed. Deep in that loud kind of quiet, I stayed. Then, what happened when? We've been over this before, we don't need to anymore. It's not that I don't appreciate your thoughtfulness, but shouldn't I move on? After all, she's gone. I should be able to move on. When Mom got sick, someone had to help her. No one else could help her. No one else would help her. Becky had her life, Dad had a new wife. Mom could not afford to hire someone. So that left her caught with who she always fought with. Somehow it was up to me. Suddenly I'm crowned to be nursemaid, house help. Mom requires assistance, so I do it. Get the pills, give the pills, make sure that she swallows nothing to it. Help her to get dressed every morning. Make a healthy breakfast she'll fight me to eat. Often she gets angry without any warning, but I have developed a system to handle the heat. As nursemaid, house help, there will be resistance. Just keep steady. She may yell, she may claw. Well, whatever follows, I stay ready. There for every trip to the doctor. There to help explain what she can't understand. There to be a solid support when they've shot her bathe, tuck her in, give her medication, then Sleeping Beauty. Organize the house while she's sleeping. Try to pay the bills that are piling up fast. Pick through all the knickknacks to see what's worth keeping, and all of the memories better off left in the past. Cast them aside, like you've done with your dreams, like you've done with your life. I should feel sad, right? Then I should get mad. I mostly feel numb. This is what I've become. Days turn to weeks, turn to months, a year. 2 years taking care of my mother and resenting each other. And I hate being near her so much that I turned from her kid to her pillbox and crutch. And I don't understand how she turned from my mom to a withering, slithering, fit to blow bomb who has somehow aged decades beyond her own age, who is placid and weary or writhing with rage like some fearsome burning monster who couldn't kill me. And it hurts her, and I suffer. But who else could ever play nursemaid, house help? Mother's health is failing all the family. Doctors say she will die. Could be any day now. Wait, she's prevailing. Try to keep her calm if she's frightened. Tell her it's okay if she needs to release. Watch her as she clutches her chest like it's tightened as all of the world falls to silence. And she is at peace. I made all the arrangements. I took care of the details. But Becky insisted on giving the eulogy. She cried. What made her the way that she was? I don't mean sick, I mean the way that she was. Or is that just what life does? Makes us less of ourselves and more of what we hope we'll never be. That's what happened to her. And if it happened to her, will it happen to me? But if she's gone, shouldn't she stay gone? she still linger on in my mind. Why can't she be another dream I've left behind? Instead, she hangs around me like a spirit. In the quiet, she is singing, I can hear it. She comes near me and she holds me, and I fear it. Let me go, Mom. Please let me go. You held me longer than you could ever know. I want to live, Mom. I need to try. So lullaby, Mom. Lullaby, Mom. Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom. Good. What? Oh, wow, already, no, it's fine. I'm fine. Of course. Same time next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Andre? Andre, come up here. Where is that man? Is he coming?